In America, the Fiat 500L is considered a B segment car, which means it competes with cars like the Kia Soul, the Nissan Cube, and if I walk all the way over here, the Scion XB. It may also compete to some extent with the Mini Countryman, which is more expensive. So let's take these cars for a ride and see how they compare to the new Fiat 500L. Coming up next on the Fast Lane Car. Now, as you can probably tell by the numerous Fiat 500s, Fiat provided us these competitor cars to drive, but I've been lucky enough to drive all of them, so I have a good sense for what the cars are like. The other thing I can tell you is that this is a very impromptu comparison, and that's just because there are 20 other automotive journalists here, so I get this car for exactly 10 minutes. So don't look at this as written in stone. It's my best attempt to provide you a comparison between these vehicles on a very, very tight time limit. Alright gang, I'm driving the Scion XB, and at just under $19,000, this is by far the least expensive of the 5 vehicles that I'm driving today. And it doesn't show, you know, Toyota builds high quality cars, and even in their inexpensive models there's a sense of everything being bolted together, and you feel that in this car. What you don't necessarily feel is that cool hip factor. When this car first came to America, it brought in with it the Scion brand, and at that time that first gen car was small and really urban, and it was the kind of car that high school kids and college kids really aspired to. And then in this version it just got big and bulky and a lot less fun. Ironically, since this is getting a little old now, the Fiat 500 outdoes it where it counts, and that's at the pump. This gets 24 mpg combined according to the EPA, whereas the new Fiat 500L, that one gets 27 mpg. I'm behind the wheel of the Kia Soul, and at $23,000 for this car, I think this most directly competes with the 500L because both cars are youthful, they're fun, they're quirky, but there is a difference. The Fiat 500 is very European in that it's much more well dampened. It doesn't skid around on the road as much as this car. This car is much more utilitarian when you get under the cute hamster facade. In other words, it's very well packaged. Not that the Fiat 500 isn't well packaged, it's just packaged in a different way. This is one of those cars that does everything well. Not exceptionally well, just well. So you can put all your stuff into it, you can help a friend move, it's fun to drive, but it's not European. And that little, well, I don't know how you would say it in Italian, but that little kind of spice of life, the meatball on top of the pasta, that's what the 500 provides that this car doesn't. Alright guys, I'm in the Nissan Cube now, and at $21,000, it's kind of at the bottom range of the Fiat 500's price tag. And at one time, this was the belle of the ball. This was the car that everybody wanted Nissan to bring in from Japan, and Nissan eventually relented and brought it in. And what people found out was that while it was cool, it was still kind of a dour and inexpensive economy at the heart of it. So while there was a lot of kind of funky glass and round shapes, and I can't take this off, this weird like mouse pad that they put in the center of it, when you actually have to live with it, it really is an economy car that has been dressed up to be fun and freaky. And the thing about trying to be cool is when you're cool, and when you're not cool, well, then you're not cool and you're kind of out of style. And at this moment in time, the Cube is definitely out of style. It hasn't been updated in a long time, and it probably needs a refresh to bring it back to being cool again. I'm in the Countryman right now, and at $26,700, it is the most expensive group of the ones that we're testing today, and it feels like it. Everything in here feels like it's made of high quality materials. There's leather, the steering is tight, the space is small. I would think that is the biggest difference between the 500L and the Countryman, and that is, this is a Mini and it feels mini. The 500L is small, but it feels big. Now, from a driving dynamic standpoint, this car drives much better. The brakes are better, the road feel is better, and it just feels more tossable and more fun to drive. Now, from a family practicality standpoint, the Fiat 500 is better. It's just a bigger car, more usable car. This is a complete and utter lifestyle vehicle. And if you're looking for something that says, well, I'm European and I'm hip and I'm cool, both cars will do it. But if you're looking for something that says I'm European, hip, and I'm cool, and I've got practicality, I can throw the kids in the back and take them skiing, then get the 500L. If you're just looking for something to take on a nice weekend trip, then get the Mini Countryman. That's really the difference between the two. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not driving the brand new Fiat 500L in this comparison of competing vehicles, the reason for that is we just reviewed it in our first drive review, and you can check out that review at tflcar.com. So out of these 5 cars, if it were my money, it comes down to these two, the new Fiat 500L and the Mini Countryman. And that's because, well, I like them both. If you want something that's family oriented, practical, with a lot of room, with that Italian sense of fun and drama, go for the 500. On the other hand, if you want something that's a little bit sporty, a little bit tighter, a great weekend car, go for the Mini Countryman. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. No doubt that the 500L is better because of course. Let's open. Something's open. Oh, thanks, pal.
Sorry.